On April 19th and 20th, 2025, southern China experienced a violent sequence of extreme weather events that left a trail of destruction and chaos. From hail the size of ping-pong balls to hurricane-force winds and torrential downpours, multiple regions in Guangxi province and other parts of the south were struck by one of the most severe convective storms of the year. This event was further intensified by a prolonged drought and an unusual heat wave, worsening material damage and severely impacting the daily lives of thousands of citizens. The epicenter of the destruction was in Guangxi, particularly in the cities of Baise, Huzhou, and Hechi. The Yujiang district of Baise was hit especially hard on the afternoon of April 19th. In Jiangfeng, a village near a riverside road, level 12 wind gusts, over 32 meters per second, knocked down aligned rows of trees and tore off factory rooftops. Storage warehouses were either flooded or had their contents swept away. Residents reported that the sky darkened in mere minutes before the storm unleashed its full fury. In Huzhou, the Bubu district and the town of Guiling faced similar scenes. A sudden roar broke the calm, heralding a violent mix of rain, hail, and wind. Metal roofs were torn off, doors ripped from their frames, and parked vehicles crushed by debris. The hailstones, as large as ping-pong balls, slammed against roofs and windows, creating deafening crashes that triggered panic among locals. In Hechi, both Jinchengjiang District and Nandan County were battered by intense hailstorms for nearly an hour. Videos shared by citizens showed hail bouncing off roads and damaging rooftops, especially on older homes with tin or tile roofing. Many houses were left exposed to the rain as residents scrambled to contain leaks with plastic tarps, boards, or whatever materials they could find. The storm also brought the transportation system to a standstill. Fallen trees and metal structures blocked key roads, complicating vehicle movement and hindering emergency teams. Power lines were damaged in several areas, resulting in localized blackouts. Public works crews were swiftly deployed to clear roads and restore basic services. The magnitude of the storm was also reflected in heartbreaking stories. In Izhou District, Huqi City, a villager reported that his dog was killed by hailstones while trying to take cover under a tent that was blown away by the wind. In the same area, the hail was so intense it punched holes through roofs, destroyed crops, and left roads blanketed in thick white ice. A funeral had to be interrupted as the ground turned into a muddy river, making it impossible to continue the ceremony. At the same time, the region had already been suffering from an ongoing heat wave. According to meteorological data, from April 20th to 21st, temperatures across much of Guangxi ranged between 30 and 36 degrees Celsius, 86 to 97 degrees Fahrenheit, climbing as high as 39 degrees Celsius, 102 degrees Fahrenheit in the valleys of the Zhujiang and Yujiang rivers. This not only worsened the drought affecting 431 out of Guangxi's 1,039 towns, but also accelerated evaporation, further straining already scarce water resources. Agriculture and aquaculture sectors were severely impacted. Meteorological authorities issued a blue alert for severe storms, warning that the conditions would persist until April 23rd. In cities like Guangzhou, heat and intense rains overwhelmed drainage systems, flooding supermarkets and shopping centers and prompting evacuations. Accumulated rainfall in some areas exceeded 60% of the historical average for this time of year, reaching up to 180 millimeters in the most vulnerable locations. Beyond Guangxi, other provinces in southern and southwestern China were also affected. In Lintan, Gansu province, residents were caught off guard by a hailstorm. Egg-sized hailstones covered streets, shattered greenhouse windows, and damaged cars. Videos captured the loud impacts, while locals like Mr. Huang recounted how their vehicles and homes suffered broken windows and other damage. The economic impact is still being assessed, but insurance companies are already processing dozens of claims. Auto repair shops and glass replacement services in the hardest-hit cities have been overwhelmed by demand. One resident said he would have to wait a month to get his car fixed due to the backlog. Experts noted that such extreme weather events are becoming increasingly frequent and intense, likely as a result of climate change. The clash between a warm, humid air mass from the south and a cold front created ideal conditions for violent convective storms. This trend is expected to continue throughout the spring in southern China. In response to the disaster, local governments activated emergency protocols. Temporary shelters were set up for displaced families, and basic supplies were distributed. Rescue teams, volunteers, and medical personnel quickly mobilized to assist affected communities and restore normalcy to the hardest-hit areas. The storm of April 19th to 20th, 2025 offers a clear lesson. Nature can change dramatically in a matter of minutes and catch even the most weather-hardened regions off guard. The growing frequency of these disasters calls for a thorough review of prevention and response plans. Investment in more resilient infrastructure, effective early warning systems, and public education will be key to minimizing future losses. China, a nation in constant development, now faces the urgent challenge of adapting to climate disruptions. This storm not only exposed the vulnerability of certain rural and urban zones, but also highlighted the strength of community in the face of adversity. As the climate continues to shift, preparedness will remain our most reliable defense. What are your thoughts on these natural disasters happening around the world? Do you believe climate change is behind them? Share your opinion in the comments, spread this report, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.